Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and my guest today has voiced characters in League of Legends, Hyrule Warriors, and is Moon Knight in one of my favorite video games, Marvel Rivals. I'm so excited to welcome Erik Braa. Erik, how are you doing today?
I am the Fist of Khonshu. I'm good. I'm good. Luckily, the moon is not haunting me.
Oh my gosh, I actually have to tell you something really funny about that line. So my puppy's name is June, and I love to carry her around our apartment and go, "The June haunts you" to my boyfriend. It's just such a fun line, and the way you delivered it is so good. So it's just like a little inside joke that we have now with our puppy.
Nice. I like it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I cannot wait to dive into your portrayal of Moon Knight. But before we start talking about Moon Knight and Marvel Rivals, I wanted to ask how you got your start in voice acting.
I sort of stumbled into it. I've always wanted to do stuff with voice, and I finally ended up in a couple of career turns and ended up in game testing. And I would do stupid voices all the time because it's a mind numbing task. And so I would get heard by producers who'd be like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yeah, I want to do that." And I didn't know how to get into it. I had no clue. And so I started doing it a little bit on the side, and which everybody says like, "Oh, on the side," and I was like, "Yeah," but I realized very quickly, like, if you want to do this, you really have to invest the time and effort to make this happen. Otherwise, it was a couple of games I showed up in. What do you do? So I met Terry McGovern and I took his class. He was the voice of Launchpad McQuack in the original DuckTales, and he was also the stormtrooper in Star Wars. These aren't the droids we're looking for. Move along. So he had a couple of really huge. Plus, he had done some on camera. He was in American Graffiti and things like that. He's a well known actor, and so anyway, I was thrilled to meet him. Started taking his class and started working on a demo immediately. And within, I don't know, I feel like it was months of starting his class, but I did submit stuff, and then I got an agent, and I did his class for 4 years every Tuesday night. Well, just about. I mean, I'm sure there were some missed classes, but yeah, for the most part, every night or every Tuesday night for 4 years, and it was scene study. I picked out a scene that I liked, and I would just do that study, that scene in class with a fellow class member, and yeah, I loved it, and that's like I said, I immediately started making a demo and I got it submitted to an agent and I started getting work right away. So I was very happy.
Oh, that's incredible. And I was going over your IMDb page, and you have such an impressive career. Is there one voiceover job that you have that you're like most proud of, whether it was the biggest one or your first one or one that you really wanted?
Well, geez, I mean, Moon Knight is pretty dang awesome. I'll tell you that much. But I, there is a movie that I worked on with a friend, and it is still in production. It's like 12 years have gone by, and it was my opportunity, my chance to be the funny, comic relief sidekick in a movie, and it's an animated feature. He's still working on it. It's called White Tiger Legend. It never came out, so it means a lot to me because I would love to eventually have that come out. And if somebody saw it and liked it and wanted to get little, characters of my character, because he's a little grasshopper, which he's just, "Well, Mr. Kung Fu Master." So I like him a lot, and yeah. Anyway, that one means a lot to me, but they all mean something to you. Honestly, it's the joke is "Oh, ask me to choose a child." I can't. They're all pieces of you. There are games that you've done, and you're just like, this was just a random character. Hey, get those guys. That kind of silly stuff. But overall, yeah, I love what I do. So everything means something to me.
Mhm. So you were talking about maybe like a little figure of the grasshopper character that you voiced. Do you collect like little figures and Funkos and all these things of the characters that you
I
voice?
don't collect a lot. I have some stuff like here and there, like you'll see little things stuffed in my background, but I don't have too many. Although when I find out I am voiced a character and they have a little, then I want one
Mhm.
instantly. You know what I mean? Like I have I found a 3D printed Master Koga. I am Master Koga, right? So and then I luckily I do sleep stories as well, and they're on the Calm app, and I also do some for kids. and he's Captain Dreambeard. And they made these really cool little products that have the Captain Dreambeard, the little guy, and I love it. So like, yeah, that's what I collect. Is maybe that's narcissistic, but yes, I collect things that definitely if I voiced it and I was a part of it. Otherwise, it's minis and things like that for D&D. And I did have an action figure made for a D&D character. Actually, it was a gift made by a friend of mine. He made a character, a doll of my character from the game Torque from Ukador. It was a D&D campaign that I was on for, gosh, 3 years.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like I would be the same way though. If I voiced a character and then there was a Funko or a figure, I would have to add it to my collection as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking forward to. I think they're going to do some Marvel Rivals stuff. And if they make a Funko of this version of Moon Knight, I'm gonna be. Oh yeah, I'll be clamoring to get that one.
Yeah,
I want number one off the presses.
I did see earlier on Instagram today, Marvel was saying they're going to be doing some variant covers of some of their upcoming comics with Marvel Rival skins and characters. So I can't wait to see the way that those
Oh
comic book
man,
covers come
that
out.
Moon Knight issue is mine.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But speaking of Moon Knight, how did you come up with your specific portrayal of the character and these line deliveries?
It's all stolen. No, I mean, the truth is, like a lot of these, some of these characters have been voiced and they have had a person. I just, there's this gritty spot that I go to for, yeah, I'll rough you up, pal. Like I just kind of, and then I shift it up or down or whatever, to try to make it work. But, yeah, he is what he is. He's sort of like the Marvel Batman. And so there's a lot of that, you want to be Kevin Conroy. There's a lot of that, you want to be just deep and it's got to be angry and that kind of thing. So you just mix it all up. You know what I mean? It's all a paint machine, and you just put all your different little colors in there, and then you get this thing at the end.
He's such a fun character, and I just love every time I find out like a new fact about him that I didn't know. I love it even more. Is there something that you learned while doing research for this role that just you love about this character?
Yeah, Dracula owes me money. Um,
That's so fun. That
it
line's in the
is.
game now, right?
It is in the game. It is in the game, and yeah, I did not get to do, which I probably should have just ad libbed it and seen if they would throw it in there. Was random bullshit go. So yeah, I don't have that one, but yes, the Dracula one is in the game now. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Have you had a chance to check out the new map with Dracula's castle in Central Park?
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't. I haven't gotten to play the game, unfortunately, because I have old computers. I have the one I'm talking to you on is my only Windows machine, and it's like a laptop, and it's just older, so it won't run it. I tried to download it, and I was like, oh yeah, and it was installing, and then it was like your system is weak. So I was like, oh. So yeah, I haven't gotten to play it. I watched a few friends that stream. One of them was Witchy Hammer. I watched her play. And so yeah, it was great watching her because she was maining as Moon Knight for a while, and she was actually getting really. She's a really good gamer, but she was really good at it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, I would definitely, if I couldn't play it myself, I would watch it on Twitch. So I think that's a really good idea because then you get a feel for like the community and how people are reacting to your character and the different lines you get to say. That's
Yeah.
so fun. You know something really cool? I've interviewed a few voice actors so far for Marvel Rivals, and something I haven't mentioned to anyone is at Downtown Disney, there's a brand new Marvel store. And in the store, there's a section, I think maybe it has like two or three TV screens, and I think either Xbox or PlayStation controllers, and you can play like a demo of the game in the store at Downtown Disney.
Awesome.
That's so
That is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's such a cool idea because then kids can try it out at the park, and then when they get home, they can use their parents' credit cards and buy all the skins.
That's it. Yes, it's just a method of milking. No, I think I mean it's free, right? Really to download and play. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to. It's just you got to spend the money on all the cool fun stuff that you want. But yeah, other than that, I think it's cool that you can just kind of pick it up and play.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it's funny because when I got the game, I was like, I'm not gonna buy, the alternate skins and the different costumes. but they had been releasing some really cool ones like Lunar Moon
Absolute
Year and
fire. The
yeah.
black costume for Moon Knight with the gold trim or whatever, fire. I was like, oh, I love this. And yeah, so I'm very excited, and there's apparently more stuff coming. So I'm yeah, I'm super stoked.
Mhm. I do have a question about the stuff that just came out. So on the 21st of this month, a few days ago, they had the new map come out and they added Human Torch in the thing. Did you record the initial lines of dialogue about Dracula when you first recorded, or did you come in again to record those lines?
Well, geez, a large chunk of what was done was probably 2 years ago. Um, we recorded a whole bunch of stuff, and then there was a couple of pickup sessions along the way. I couldn't tell you exactly which lines every time was in a pickup session, but the Dracula one I remember being, I think that was pretty early in like the actual sessions, the first sessions, because I remember going, huh? And then somebody reminded me of the meme, and I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. So I was waiting for it, and they didn't, put it in the game really, I guess, for a little while. And then when they updated it, yeah, now you get it, which is great. And yep, I love it.
Oh,
And I hope there's more coming. It's awesome what they do with this thing.
yeah, and this game is huge. It's like one of the most popular games right now. So I'm assuming there's going to be lots of content updates and lots of chances for you to go back into the vocal booth and add more lines because they're adding in all these new characters and they have to have people interact with each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, are there any characters that are not in the game that you would like to see Moon Knight interact with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I Is there a Thanos in the game? No.
Ooh, not yet. That'd be awesome though.
I don't know. Geez, I'm clueless. You stumped me on that one. I have no idea. I love that Wolverine's in there. I know there's dialogue between them. There's yeah, a few characters that I like. Oh yeah, I love that character too, and it's cool that they're talking to each other. I know that there's something coming up for with Scarlet Witch and stuff like that. So
Oh, very cool. I think it'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I don't know. I also don't want to get sued. No
No,
NDA.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it'd be cool if Daredevil got to interact with Moon Knight and maybe just some of the like more like ground level characters. I think
Yeah.
just the dialogue that they could have between the two of them would be so
Yeah,
fun.
the funny thing is, like I said, there was a lot that we recorded at the beginning that I don't know if it's released or in there, and I do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
want to get in trouble. So,
yeah. We'll
um,
still steer clear of that. But of the lines that you did get to put in the initial part of the game, do you have a favorite line that you got to voice?
I really liked it. Oh, please pray to God this is actually in there. There's something about you were in the Avengers once, weren't you, or something? And I say like, yeah, but I ripped up the ID card or whatever it was, and I think it was with Captain America, but I'm not sure. So yes, if that's not in there, and oh crap, I'm gonna
No,
get in
I'm pretty
trouble.
sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
It's very fun though that depending on how your group is lined up, like which characters you have on your team, you can unlock those different lines of dialogue. I think that's such a creative, way to play. And every day I'm
Yeah.
hearing something I haven't heard before
Yeah,
because of the
that's the
different
cool part is
combinations.
that I watched a friend play and they all kind of like stayed on their same characters a lot. So
Mm.
you only heard so many of the lines, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, you have to have other people open up and then it's like, oh, now they have more lines of dialogue. So yeah, I think it's really cool and well done by NetEase and the designers for doing that. So yeah, that's good.
Mhm. When you auditioned for this role, was Moon Knight the only character that you auditioned for, or did you try out for like several different characters?
No, I tried out for several. We all do. Every voice actor, you go through the list and you're like, oh yes, yeah. Until they tell you like, oh, you can only do a couple or something. Then you're like, oh crap, who am I gonna pick? You know. But yes, I auditioned for a bunch of characters and I was stoked to get Moon Knight. Honestly, I'm really stoked for it. So yeah.
Yeah, you really lucked out because he's such a cool character, and I love every portrayal we've gotten of him in the comics and the video games. Did you get a chance to watch the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus?
I have seen. As a matter of fact, I fretted for some time, thinking that they were going to replace me with someone who sounded more like Oscar Isaac, and so I was like, oh boy, ugh. And then they told me they're like, no, 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 we know what we want. We're doing this, and I was like, okay, are you sure? And literally up until like last October, I think I even was like, you swear I'm in there, you know what I mean? Like, and they were like, because he hadn't been in the beta or whatever. So I was like, well, is he still in the game? You know, like I was honestly that when you're sitting on news like that, you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're like, I can't say anything, and I'm just like, it'll be my luck that they'll just go, yeah, we recast it, and you're not him, and you know, like, but instead they told me stop tripping, and then sure enough in December they said, or right as this whatever Black Friday weekend or whatever, pow, they said go ahead and say it, and I was like, oh God, really? So then I got to announce it. Yeah, I was very happy, and then of course the game came out like a week later, so or a
Oh,
couple
that's so
days, something
cool.
like that. But yeah.
How did all your friends and family react when you told them that you were voicing Moon Knight?
Well, yeah, I have a few friends that were like, dude, you know, like very excited for me. I actually, I often go to my comic shop, so like I was thrilled to get to tell the purveyor of the comics there, who's well known in the industry, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm Moon Knight, and he's like, what? Hell yeah, dude, you know. So, and there's a group of folks that we meet for beers and comics on certain nights. So yes, it's I got a little notoriety from my friends, just like, oh, Mr. Moon Knight, you know.
Oh, that's so fun. I bet they're all so proud of you. That's such a cool like experience to get to share with everybody.
Yeah, yeah, especially people that know the comics really well.
Yeah,
So
very true. Do you keep up with the MCU? Do you watch all the movies and all the shows?
I watch pretty much everything. Yeah, I just saw the Captain America, the newest one, and yeah, I enjoy. The only one I think I kind of I said was hot garbage was the last Venom one, but
Oh yeah.
it just felt so Disneyland. It was very not what I thought it was going to be, but yeah, no. Overall, I'm a sucker for a lot of it. It's that and Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I am sadly like I'm the schmuck that is just like I love it all, and people are like, but this is wrong, and I'm like, I know, but I still have Star Wars. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
I love Star Wars a lot, and Marvel obviously. So
Okay, so that brings me to two questions. One is Marvel related, so I'll ask that one first. Um, where do you think Moon Knight will show up next in the MCU, or do you hope to see him show up next in the MCU?
I was hoping that he would make an appearance in the movies. I don't know. I don't know if they're doing the series yet. They said they were doing another season of the series, but I just don't know exactly where they're going with that. But I would love to see him show up in the movies. Hell yeah! There's a new Avengers one that's coming, and I know there's like Thunderbolts and all these other ones that are like, you know, the smaller characters and stuff like that. So I don't know. Well, it would be really cool though. Absolutely, I'd love to see it.
There have been rumors of a Midnight Suns movie, so that would be awesome because it's Oscar Isaacs. You know what I mean? They didn't just cast someone that no one's heard of. So I would love to see Moon Knight leap from our screens at home to the big screens in the theater. I think that'd be awesome.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
And then the other question I had, because you brought up Star Wars, which is one of my all-time favorite franchises, if you were to get a role in Star Wars voicing a character, is there a specific character that you would just mark off your bucket list as someone that you would love to voice?
Um, Whew. Wow. I mean, I can't play any of the people that I know. You know what I mean? Like I can't play Vader because duh. You know what I mean? Like it's already been done the best way it can possibly be. And Luke is Luke. You know, Han is Han. So I would think it has to be like a newer character or something. Something new to the universe, or unless they're, yeah, I doubt they're rebooting things. So yeah, yeah, you can't play the ones that everybody knows. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like those are those have been done, and they're done well, and you remember them. So it would have to be somebody new. I get that question of like, oh, what is your dream role? And I'm like, it's not there yet. It's my dream role is when I get this thing, like somebody comes up with something and they go, "We're going to cast you as this guy," and I'm like, or character, or whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is it.
Uh-huh.
This might be my dream role." You know what I mean? And that's to me, that's everything. Like whatever you're doing, you could say Moon Knight's like a dream role, but at the same time, it's like somebody has voiced him before. Somebody does play him differently on TV and things like that. I think there's going to be a character that comes along that nobody's messed with, and there are dream projects that I think of, like if they ever do anything with Saga. I don't know if you know that comic, but if they ever do anything with that, I would love to either be, well, I don't know, kind of want to be the hitman guy.
Oh, okay. That'd
The
be awesome.
Will, I think they call him the Will. Yeah, but yeah, something like that. It would just be. It's not there yet. It hasn't been made yet. But it would be. I'll be very happy when that kind of thing happens for sure.
Awesome.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm just happy doing what I do. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what character. Like, just get me in the game, man. Just
Yeah.
literally in this case, but yeah. I mean, obviously, as a voice actor, a lot of us have to do a lot of commercial and things like that to kind of pay your bills because video
Mhm.
games are super fun. They don't always pay enough, but they're super fun, and you get to be these wild, different. I mean, sometimes you're an alien. You know what I mean? And that's like I could do anything. It doesn't matter. I'm not human anymore. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Oh
could
my.
think it's fun to spit, into the whatever. Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, I think that's so cool. They get to play all these different characters in different roles. One thing I absolutely am loving about Marvel Rivals, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but the comics, it's, I think, introducing a younger audience to characters they might not be super familiar with. And then my hope, and I think a lot of the comic book publishers' hopes, is that they'll go to a comic book store and be like, oh, I want to learn more about Penny Parker, or I want to learn more about
yep.
Squirrel Girl, and they'll go and buy a comic. If someone wanted to know what a maybe like a comic book that really stands out to you regarding Moon Knight is that you think they should go check out, what would you recommend to them?
Whoa. Shoot. I mean, the classic series, obviously, but I'm trying to think of his name. I just forgot the darn writer. There was a newer series that wasn't too bad. Um, and I can't remember who it is right now. Damn it!
No, it's all good.
Ah, but yes, there is a new series that's not too bad. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. But something like Darkness. Anyway, there. I would go ask your local comic shop and go get yourself into some Moon Knight. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The last time I was at a bookstore, they had a really cool Moon Knight comic and it was black, white, and red. So all the illustrations were just black, white, and red. And I thought that was such a cool
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, yeah. When they come up with something creative, it's always neat.
Mhm. Is there anything you're currently working on right now that you're allowed to talk about?
Um, gosh, no, not really. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
I've actually, yeah, phew, I had a session today, and I have stuff at the end of the week. Yep, but I can't say anything about any of it. So, yep, unfortunately, I can't talk about anything.
No,
I
that's all
hope,
good.
I hope it's everybody enjoys whatever it is. I can't say anything. I hate
Well,
NDAs; they're the worst.
where would be a good place if people want to follow you and keep up with when you do announce all these projects you're working on?
I am Erik Braa, ErikBraa on like X and whatever, some places. Other places I'm ErockVO, EROCKVO. And I think that pretty much covers it. Just look for me and trust me, you'll find me. My stuff's out there. I'm on the blue sky. I'm on the, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know
I
I'm
sound like an
everywhere.
old man. I always have to put the in front of it. I'm on the blue sky.
Oh man, yeah, there's way too many social media sites now to keep
I
up with.
know, right?
Everyone I talk to, they're like, "Do we just copy and paste it to 10 different places?" And I was like, "I guess."
Yep, exactly. You're like, oh man, this seems like more work.
Yeah. Well, Eric, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me to talk about Moon Knight, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Tay. I hope to be a shade of your Tay. So there
Yes.
you go.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Goodbye.